like it didn't take long for Democrats to stop any pretense of unity. Do you think that this impeachment is a way for Democrats to try to teach Republicans a lesson and to keep down future reformers that might follow in the President Trump's footsteps?
Well, you know what? Americans were not born yesterday. I think everybody sees the double standard we have here, the incredible short-sightedness of going through with another impeachment, and the man is out of office. They went through with impeachment even before he left, just with a week left. It's just ridiculous, and they call for, the Democrats are calling for unity. And again, Americans they weren't born yesterday. They see the double standard and accusing this president of inciting a riot when we know he said go down there and patriotically to the Capitol, patriotically and peacefully protest. That's what he said to do. And then Americans know exactly what happened over the last 6 or 8 months all across this nation when Democrats absolutely not only did not condemn, but actually encouraged a lot of the misbehavior, rioting, burning, arson, looting, and billions of dollars and lives lost as well. I don't know what they're afraid of. When I came back up here today and when I left last week, to see the size of the military contingent, 30,000 strong, guarding a steel wall topped with razor wire. It's incredible to me. And we've been told over and over again that by the Democrats that walls are immoral. And here they are. They've walled off the nation's capital. I asked today when this was going to come down, and hopefully it'll be soon because I don't think it looks good. The Democrats are using every single excuse to lock this country down. And quite frankly, they are demonizing a lot of us Trump supporters. Some of them are on record as saying that we need to be reprogrammed if we supported President Trump. Listen, I am ready to work with the Democrats for things that America needs, to reform our election process there in the states, to have border security, to have freedom of speech, not to have our platforms closed down and need to repeal Section 230. These are all things that we need to take care of. And the Democrats, we're going to certainly need to work together on these items. But if you don't agree with them, they demonize you and they want to remove you from office. And calling those of us who are Republicans that objected to the Electoral College vote on January the 6th and saying we need to be removed from office is the height of hypocrisy when we know that they did the exact same thing in 2001, 2005, and 2017. And they simply want people to fall in line and agree with their socialist ideology. And certainly I'm not going to do that. We are going to stand on our principles. We will stand up, and I will work with them whenever we possibly can, but not to be silenced by big tech, big media, or the Democratic Party, the radical Democrat wing.
And I believe, as you mentioned, 2017, I believe Democrats actually objected to more states overall than Republicans did on January 6th. So again, to your point, hypocrisy, double standards to its fineness. But when you look at House Speaker Nancy Pelosi a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago, I believe now, when the House did vote to impeach, she said that it had to be done because President Trump couldn't wait for Inauguration Day, that he couldn't stay in office even 1 day sooner. And yet here we are now past the inauguration, and she hasn't even sent the articles of impeachment yet to the Senate. What's going on there? And is there even any legal grounds for the Senate to hold its trial now that President Trump no longer holds that office?
No, ma'am. There is no legitimate grounds, no constitutionality for this whatsoever. Ms. Pelosi and a lot of the Democrats are simply wanting to kick a dead horse. They're very fearful of President Trump, former President Trump. They're very fearful of the 75 million plus Americans who supported him, and simply have a movement to clean out this swamp up here in Washington, D.C., and to this unholy alliance of big tech, big media, the Democratic Party, the radical wing of the Democratic Party, and they want to kick a dead horse. But we're not going away. Americans were not born yesterday We know what's going on. We see the double standard and the hypocrisy. Simply following through on this impeachment, I think it's an outrage to the American people, a waste of time, effort, money, and the opportunity to be passing meaningful legislation for things that Americans need: border security, rebuilding our military, and taking down this cotton-picking wall up here in Washington, D.C. That needs to be done. I think it's bad optics for Americans to see this when the Democrats have said walls are immoral and shouldn't be built on our border to keep millions and millions of illegals and drugs and human trafficking out of our country. It's just outrageous.
Congressman Babin, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Kara. God bless.